Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay from At Home with Kay, and I'm so glad that you decided to stop by and check out my video today. Today I'm going to be making a wreath for my front door. I purchased some items from Hobby Lobby and I'm excited about this wreath because it makes me feel like spring is finally on its way. Even though the weather doesn't say spring is on its way, my wreath, my front door, will certainly say that. So sit back and relax and let's get into this. So these are the items I purchased from Hobby Lobby. I got these hydrangeas. I think they were $18.99 and I got them 40% off. I got this garland. I think it's boxwood. It's $15.99 and I got those 40% off. And my grapevine wreath, I think that was regular price at $5.99. Now, I called this a deal because when I went to Hobby Lobby to simply purchase a wreath, the wreaths were $65 and they weren't 40% off, which I thought was insane. And they weren't even all that great. I was going to settle, but then I thought, why don't I just make one? What am I doing? You know, why am I trying to buy a wreath when I know how to make them? So I purchased these hydrangeas because, as we know, this is Hydrangea Manor, and I love hydrangeas. They're my favorite flower, and pink is my favorite color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them off, and I'm going to leave the stem about, I would say, 3 inches long, and just going to cut them, and because these are going to just be able to stick into the grapevine wreath, and then I'm going to, hot glue them later. So now I'm going to take the leaves and I'm just going to set those aside because those are going to be used later as well. So how is everyone doing today? I'm Kay from At Home with Kay, and I love making simple crafts that are beautiful and most of all budget friendly. No stress, no pressure, just pure crafting joy. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's keep the creativity flowing here at Home with Kay. So here I'm just looking at my wreath to figure out what side I want to use, but they're pretty much the same on both sides. It's just your choice. I love how a grapevine wreath has those parts that wrap around like that. Very nice. So this is my garland. I'm just going to cut off the ends. The ends are those little circles where you could hang it if you wanted to. And I'm going to use zip ties. But when I was at the store, I thought, oh, I know how I would do this. I will just use floral wire and tie it on there. But I didn't do that. When I got home, I used zip ties. So I had these little black zip ties. And I'm going to zip tie this garland all the way around until it looks full and complete. Today, guys, it's going to be almost 70 degrees outside. It's Monday today, and I stepped outside, and it felt fantastic. How's the weather in your area? I know some weather areas got dumped with snow and different storms and things like that. Here, it's been pretty mild. We had some really bad windstorms a week or so ago, but now things have kind of settled down, and hopefully spring is on the way. A little bit of a warm-up, hopefully, is on the way. So I'm just going to go around, like I said before, and I'm just going to place the zip tie through the grapevine wreath and around the garland, and then just attach it. And I'm doing that all the way around. And once I'm done, I'll let you know what my next step is going to be. Guys, and I just wanted to say this is definitely a budget-friendly wreath because when I think about it, $65 was what it was going to cost me at Hobby Lobby, and I think I paid $9. Let me add that up. 9, about 8. That's 17, 18, 1, 2, about $25 at the most to make this because the zip ties I already had, and that was just the price. And this stuff can be reused because it's just going to be zip tied and a little hot glued on there. I'm going to be able to take this off and reuse all of it. So I consider that definitely budget friendly. And that's what we pride ourselves on this channel. Okay, so here we are, and now is your chance to look at it to see if it looks full enough, how you have it. I felt like that little side was a little bit thin, so then I had a little bit left over that I'm going to add to both sides to fill it out all the way around. So this coming along quite well. It's getting to the point where I think it's full enough, and I'm just going to add one more little zip tie here, and then I'll start putting the flowers in. And the thing about when you start adding your flowers, I believe I have 5 hydrangea bunches here. So what I'm going to do, sometimes I like to work with even numbers, sometimes odd, but what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to place it around where I think they look best, you know, and then we'll assess it after that. Oh yeah, gotta take a sip of my little iced coffee that I made. So these are my bunches. There's some of them are small, some of them are bigger, and then I'm just gonna start placing them around, and I'm just sticking them through the grapevine, and they're holding on pretty tight. But since it's gonna be on my front door, which is gonna be opened and closed so many times, I am gonna hot glue them. Add a dab of hot glue, not too much, because as I said, after spring I'm going to be taking this apart to make a summer wreath or something. So I'm just placing them in here, and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, so this is what we're looking like, but to me that looks a little sparse. So what I'm gonna do is I have some little flowers that I had in my stash from other picks that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just gonna place it around and fill it in because I feel like it needs a little bit more pink than what it has on it, and I'm just gonna hot glue those in place. That looks a little better to me now that I have it filled out with those. And I felt like that big one needed to go to what I'm going to call the top or maybe the bottom. I can't remember, but I just felt like that bigger flower bunch needed to go up there, and the other one at the top, the smaller one at the top, the bigger one at the bottom, rather. Yeah, so this is what it looks like now. Now I'm going to take those leaves that I had. I'm going to take those and I'm going to place those around, because then that's going to add dimension, because they're bigger than the boxwood leaves and that are on the garland. So it's just going to add some dimension and different, sizes. See how that looks? That looks so nice. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to add maybe 4 sets of these leaves in different areas around the wreath. Okay, and guys, off camera, I'm just gonna take some floral wire and I'm gonna make a little hanger for the back, and then I'm gonna hang it on the front door. And this is what it looks like when I hung it on the door. I think it looks great. Very spring-like or summer-like, whichever, you want. This could actually stay up all summer, actually, I love it. And this is what it looks like when the door is closed. Just perfect. I love it. And there you have it, guys. Another fantastic DIY on a budget. And please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And also hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And thanks for crafting with me today. And until next time, stay creative, stay happy, and always be the sunshine.